What's up, guys? JP here once again, and this is going to be part 10 in my entire DVD collection. Um, as always, links will be below and the playlist above if you've missed some parts. First up, we have a 3-pack, and it's I Know What You Did Last Summer. Um, it has three discs in there stacked on top of each other. Um, the first film I really like. I thought it was one of the better like '90s horror movies. Um, I remember seeing it in the drive-in and really liking it, and then I even went back and seen the sequel. I forget what year that it came out, but I do remember watching the first two. I like I said, I liked the first one. The second one, I still Know What You Did Last Summer. I also liked. I thought it was kind of cool. I liked I like the '90s teen slashers and stuff like that. You know, I'm a big Scream fan. Um, I always Know What You Did Last Summer. That one was I don't know. I don't think it was. I know it was. I think it was made a little bit after the first two. I don't think it has any of the same characters. I think it's more of like a it's like side stories slash spin-off thing. It kind of takes it into a different world than what the movie was in, than what the first two was in. I don't remember much about it. It's probably pretty forgettable. But yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer. I like the film, the first two. Um, Next up, we have It. I've talked about It before. I think it's, it was a mini series. One of my favorite horror scary guys, the clown, played by Tim Curry, uh, Pennywise, the dancing clown. I showed this to my little sister and my little cousin, and they both really liked it. It's one of them that I wish I would have seen at a young age, because I know if I seen it when I was a kid, it would have scared the heck out of me. But I think the first time I seen it, I was probably like 14 or 15. But yeah, I think if it's one of them that I really wish I would have seen when I was like 8. Next up, we have Jaws, and Jaws is classic. I'm thinking about getting that the Blu-ray that just was released. Jaws is one of them movies that um, I never really watched too much. It was always on TV, but I always, for some reason, it always just looked like uninteresting to me until I believe actually when I bought this DVD. That's when I've actually watched it for the first time all the way through, and was pretty blown away. It was a really amazing movie, and I was kind of kicking myself for not checking it out sooner. Um, After that, we have Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. I got this on a little double pack thing at Walmart. Jeepers Creepers is a it, when it came out, I remember seeing the previews and thinking it looked okay. And when I first watched it, I heard other people say this too, but I was really into it up until I saw that the creeper wasn't a real person. Because at first he kind of just looks like a scary old guy in a coat and hat and stuff, and then you find out he has like wings and stuff. And after later on, after watching it, I ended up liking it more, but I was more into it when I thought it was a real person. But now I think it's a really great movie, though. The sequel's also great in my opinion. I know the director wanted to do a third one, and I think he has a hard time getting people to work with him, since his history. I'm not going to explain his history. You can look it up. Kind of a sick dude, but his movies are pretty scary. After that, we have Jeepers Creepers 2. Again, I bought this 2-pack just for the first one because I didn't own it. I already owned the second one, but yeah, so I like the second one a lot too. Both good. After that, we have Joyride, and this is a pretty cool one. I just seen it for the first time when I bought this, and I thought it was pretty cool. It got that dude from Fast and the Furious in it. I like the Rusty Nail character. You know, it was a cool kind of you know, people shouldn't be messing with some people, and they met like a group of people mess with the wrong guy basically. I liked it. I think there is a sequel which I have not seen. Um, After that we have Laid to Rest, and I actually really enjoyed this one. It was kind of a surprise that came out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting much. I just kind of bought this on a blind buy, and I really like the Chrome Skull character. He's really cool. I love his like knives. I just like the way he is. And the only problem though is the plot was kind of all over the place, and it didn't really have a straight, you know, solid script, I would say. I think the guy who directed it, Robert Hall, is a effects artist, and I think this was one of his first films he directed. So you could kind of tell that it, you know, it was by an experienced director. But I heard the sequel. I've heard mixed things. I heard it was about, you know, the same as the first. I've heard it was worse. I haven't seen it yet. I will check it out eventually, though. After that, we have George Romero's Land of the Dead. When I seen this, I didn't like it too much. Now I think it's okay. You know, it's kind of, you know, difficult. It's kind of like disappointing when you watch like, you know, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Night of the Living Dead, and then you go to Land of the Dead, and it's even more disappointing as you go further, and it almost doesn't even seem like the same guy. Um, but I don't mind it so much anymore. It's okay. I haven't watched it in a long time. After that, we have The Last House on the Left, and this was I remember when I bought this, I was chilling over my friend's house back when we was in high school or something, and there was like four of us there, and it was like drinking and stuff, and then I bought this at the mall earlier that day, and I remember watching it, and every single one of my friends hated it, because it's like from the 70s and it looked all bad and like old and stuff, and they hated it. I actually liked it. I thought it was an awesome movie, and I do like the remake a little bit more though. There's some bad like scenes in this movie, like after the you know the rape scene, then they have them like cops, and it's all like weird. I don't know. It's just some questionable decisions made in the filming of it. um, After that, we have Leprechaun, Leprechaun 2, Leprechaun 3, and Leprechaun 4, and a little 4-pack here. Um, we got a Leprechaun 1 and 2 on a disc, and then we have 3 and 4 on a flipper disc. I actually am a big fan of the Leprechaun series. It's one of them films that I know they're bad, but for some reason I watched them so many times when I was growing up. I loved when they came out with In the Hood and Back to the Hood. I loved them both. They were just so fun to me. I don't know. I thought Leprechaun was more well liked out in the like. I just thought that it would have been, but as I see, there's not really many fans of the Leprechaun series, and the first one's one of my favorite movies from the 90s, and it's I know it's bad, but it's just I actually thought it was very scary when I was a kid. One of the leprechauns scared me more than Jason did, and that's kind of weird to say because now watching it you can see how cheesy it is, but I don't know, something about him. Warwick Davis was awesome. Leprechaun 2, I also like. Leprechaun 3 I like a lot. The first one's my favorite, but the more I watch part 2 and 3, the more I like them. Part 4 is just bad, but it's almost, you can almost have fun with it. It's so bad, and they are doing a remake, or I think it's supposed to be a remake, reboot, whatever. And WWE Films is doing it, and they are using one of their wrestlers, Lionsgate and WWE Films, and they're using one of their wrestlers, and it just looks like it's going to be terrible. So I'm not really looking forward to that. I don't own In the Hood or Back to the Hood. I do want to get them eventually, though. I do enjoy them. After that, we have The Lost Boys, and The Lost Boys is classic. I love this movie, in my top 10 of all time. Um, just so much fun. I don't really know what else to say about it. Uh, it's just an awesome, awesome movie, and I really like the whole setting and the music and pretty much everything about it. I don't have too many negatives with it. After that, we have Lost Boys the Tribe, and this is the last one for this part, guys. Lost Boys the Tribe, I don't know what people was expecting for a sequel that came out like 20 years later, or however long it was. I wasn't expecting much, and I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was okay, for a sequel to something like The Lost Boys so long after. It was about what I expected, maybe a little bit better than what I expected, and it's not by any means nowhere near the first one, but I didn't mind it so much. I even liked the third one better. It would have been awesome if they could have got more of the characters from the first film to be a part of this, and maybe if they focused a little bit more on Feldman like they did in the third one, and I think that would have been good. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. Check you guys in part 11.